we didn't know about the MS Decisions website because obviously we hadn't had those conversations. We'd gone prepared. So we hadn't had that advice. And I'm not saying that advice wouldn't have been there. But I think the MS Decisions website provides what my dad did for me for other people in the fact that it's a completely separated voice. So it gives you the information, but it's there for you to make the decisions and you to interpret the information as it's relevant to your life. So I know other people would have chosen other treatments, but I chose the one that was perfect for my life and for what I wanted and for how it fitted me at that point. And I think the fact that we could make those decisions and have that conversation very early on, I think helped, well, I hope helped the nurses. And it meant that they weren't having to start from scratch and telling me the information. We could actually have a bit more of an in-depth conversation, which then moved my treatment on very quickly. So we had that meeting in April. I had a follow-up MRI scan in May, at the beginning of May, and then I had an appointment with the consultant for the first time, and that's been my only appointment with the consultant. And sorry, no, that's not true. So I had an appointment with my consultant for the first time, and that was at the very beginning of June. So I'd had my MS nurse appointment in April, my follow-up MRI scan at the beginning of May, my appointment with the consultant at the beginning of June, which at this point we'd already agreed that I would do Lemtrada. At that point, I went into the consultation and he talked through things with me, and then he said, do you know which treatment you're going to go for? And I could quite confidently say, yes, I'm going for Lemtrada, because we were already going through the stages of getting me ready for that. And he said, good, I'm pleased. And then we could have a different conversation rather than talking through all of the different drugs. We could just focus on the one that I was going for. Because it was in that meeting that he told me that I had a high lesion load. And that is never easy to hear, but being told that when you know that you are working towards something is much easier. So we could move very quickly onto the treatment and hopefully the effects that would have on me. So I think it was very helpful to have done that research beforehand. If nothing else, that I went into those meetings confident and not concerned, because I already felt like I knew the background information. Obviously, there was other things that they could tell me and we could discuss in more detail, but I felt that I was sitting there not in a silly situation. Not that it would be silly not to know that information, but that I felt confident in myself and my knowledge. So yeah, I think the attitude that I could therefore bring to the meetings was helpful for me, but I think also helpful for the professional services.